Hello friends, best greetings from Kyiv, the capital Ukraine. My name is Victor Fursov, I'm a research entomologist, beekeeper and teacher, and today we'll be talking about insects in a city, because I have recorded different videos, a lot of videos which I deposited on YouTube channel, but always needs to show different videos in different time for different audience, and I hope so some videos about butterflies, about moths and beetles and caterpillars can be interesting for you. You can find many different species of insects, and not only insects but also some invertebrates, some arthropods on my channel. And today we'll be talking about insects which have been attracted on light trap. How to manage light trap and what does it mean? Light trap, this is a special light which you can put somewhere near your house, in a village or in a city, on your balcony. You can use also black light or ultraviolet light to attract more beetles and butterflies and moths. And actually some beetles can fly very far away and on the high height. So they can come even to your balcony or somewhere on 9th floor of your building's apartment. I have collected some rhinoceros beetles on my 5th floor of my apartment. So we're just easily flying and just jumping, flying inside my balcony and fall down near the light. So quite surprisingly. So you don't worry that the beetles so heavy but they cannot fly too high. Yes, they can do. And also some quite big night moths, they can fly far away and on very high height. They can attend even to your balcony. Unfortunately, in the last summer, the last but not least, in 2021, 23, in 21, I made light trap, and in 22, last summer I have not made light trap because of war in Ukraine. You know, it's quite dangerous time, so it was not possible to put light trap on the balcony, because I would be like making special signal for some strange enemies. And they were very crazy about it, so it was pretty irritating time. Hello Dmitry, hello, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be watching different butterflies, moths, butterflies they are daytime butterflies and nighttime butterflies they are moths, and also beetles which were collected on light trap. So you put your light trap or just simply better ultraviolet trap somewhere on your balcony near your house. Don't attract enemies but attract butterflies and moths, and they will be coming just gradually one by one. And just you can put also just white sheet of paper or just tissue near the light, so some insects will be falling down on this white sheet. Too easy identify them, too easy recognize them, because they are small. If they fall down on the floor you cannot recognize them. The same if you can put your light somewhere outside of your house, if you are living in a rural area, so easier to put it somewhere in an orchard or in a garden where it's a lovely place. So all insects from all around your garden, surrounded park and forest can come to your light trap, and you will have hard job to select what insect is maybe interesting and not interesting for you. Let's start from the beginning, from the showing, and I will show you these guys. First of all, some butterflies coming. Butterflies. Not daytime butterflies, but nighttime. It means they are moths. First moth was yes. This is very common moth, and this one is also coming in nighttime. This is leafhopper. These are butterfly moth of a family Noctuidae with such wonderful red bands. Very common on Catocala, and this one of a family Tortricidae, probably male with such very special antennae, very visible head with eyes. And this one is so hairy. This is so big one. Also family Noctuidae. Probably the same Catocala on the big side. Catocala is trying to fly. This is another species of Noctuidae family. Night moths. Very hairy, covered with nice scales. Nice coloration of a Noctuidae family moth. Also another species of Catocala with closed wings. Again with red bands. Very nice Catocala. Red bands Catocala. And this is family Noctuidae with spread all around open wings for self-protection or just to waiting to fly away. This is another species, the same male of Tortricidae. Sitting very carefully. So you don't need to kill all butter moths or insects which are coming to your light trap. You can just observe them on surrounded paper, or just around a white sheet of paper, because they're just flying nearby, trying to sit down and just crawling around your light. So this is a nice time for observations. So you see here the picture of this leafhopper just in front of the dark skies. Another species of Noctuidae family. The same Tortricidae. Yeah, so you see very high contrast, and this leafhopper was covered with white scales, very special one. One species came in several numbers, and this was mayfly. Yeah, because nearby there is a river, Dnieper River, and some channels near the Dnieper, maybe just 1 kilometer near my house. Yes, you see here the head, and also you can recognize it's me just near university. And here just I put insects in a petri dish, so you don't need to kill again all insects. Insects will be crawling around in a petri dish. You can observe carefully which insects are running around. Just bat it for short time, because if you can keep insects in a petri dish or another jar for longer period, some insects will be eating another insects. So because some insects are predaceous and others just phytophagous insects. So phytophagous insects are very helpless. They cannot protect themselves, they cannot escape from a dish, or they can fly for sure. They can jump, but if you close petri dish or any jar, insects will be just in a closed area and predators will attack. Unfortunately, very helpless phytophagous insects. Here, different orders. Green one, this is a Hemiptera bugs of a family Miridae, just in the left side of screen. And many different families of very tiny beetles. So beetles are coming in so huge crowds. So that's why many species of different families can be collected and can be identified. So in some species of small size can be unique, because the smaller insects and the smaller beetle it means less studied. So maybe these insects have never been collected in your area, in my area. So it needs to identify them carefully. This one big one was crawling of the family Dyticida, I guess, aquatic beetle. Okay, you can make a little bit magnification better. On the right side, I guess this is a predator Carabida, and this one of Cryptophagidae. Yeah, this in the center around it, small Dyticida or Hydrophilidae. This big black one of a family Mordelidae. Very common on flowers with elongated abdomen and an elongated top of the abdomen. And nearby with very small one was family Anobidae. And maybe small one also Anobidae or Cryptophagidae. Oh, this one is very active Carabide. Green one is a bug. Unfortunately, the dead one beetle of a family, Carabide. And also again, this you see here in the center, this is a Hydrophilido or Dytiscide beetle. So and very small, not very big, like Dytiscus. This very tiny Dytiscide aquatic beetles. They're absolutely marvelous, absolutely amazing, beautiful small aquatic beetles. Alright, you see, big one is coming. Anticide family probably, I'm not quite sure. So I'm not coleopterist, so I can make mistake about families, so I'm not sure what's probably Cerambicide, big one with long antennae. Cerambicide, I guess so. Small green leafhopper in the center part, near the down part of screen. Leafhopper, yes, it was closed, so with lid, plastic lid, so don't allow them to escape, otherwise they will be jumping out this petri dish. They're very active. So again, this on the right side, this is Carabide round beetle. Small one, but very active and predaceous. And small one is a Staphylinidae family. Staphylinidae family. This small one, mosquito fly, Diptera order, very tiny fly, but probably male, so not dangerous, cannot bite anyone. Again, on the right side, probably this is Pupris, not Pupricidae, of a Curculionidae wood-boring beetle. Yeah, this one is coming. Looks like a very tiny Scarabeida beetle. Again, on the left side, this is a tiny Dytiscidae family aquatic beetle. Small, on the right side, two small individuals of a Staphylinidae family. And here some green mosquitoes, so aquatic flies, so not dangerous, not biting, but dead unfortunately. Some insects dying very quickly because they are flying far away. Maybe some have been burned a little bit on the light, because light sometimes in some cases are hitting. So if insects are coming on light, sit down on light, they can be burned and damaged, so they fall down and die very quickly because they have been damaged and burned on the light. Even light is not very hot, but it's hot, very heating with high temperature in comparison with insect. So insects can be damaged if they sit down directly on lamp. Here just mass of insects. Different one. This black one is a Carabide family, round beetle. The green one is a Myride bug. This one is Cryptophagidae Anticide family with horn. It's funny beetles with horn. I forgot the family of what is the family. I will write later. This one very funny and very common. Many of them are crawling around. The fastest and the very active predators. They were eating all small insects everywhere around in this trap, in this jar. They were flying very quickly. I collected them with pooper or with exhauster. I collected with exhauster and then put them inside the trap because they were running very quickly. You see, and they're running quickly here as well. This brown insects with a small horn on thorax. Here, this black one is a Carabide beetle, or ground beetle, predaceous insect. Thank you for interest. Yes, thank you, Dmitry, for interest about the phobos. We can repeat it again. I have only now not very big culture of the phobos, just few beetles, but I have them. And Anobiide was crawling. Here, this one, very funny one, with horn on thorax, looks like that, with very big horn. Died tiny Trichoptera. This was not moth, but Trichoptera fly. Trichoptera. You see this tiny Cryptophagidae. Oh, this family also, just miraculous family. I'm not quite sure. This small one. You can indicate your proposal. What species is this? What family is this? Small one. And on the right side, this is again a big one dainty city beetle. Okay. And this green one, leafhopper. This again Miridae family, two bugs, one is brown and one is green. Let's start to see moths. Yes, you see very nice night moth with spread wings. Yes. Yeah, with very highly developed mimicry, so gray and with small spots, so practically invisible when this moth is sitting on the bark of tree. When it's sitting on the bark of tree, you can decide that this is a small leaf just attached to the bark, to the stem of tree, because so well developed mimicry. And this family Noctuidae, also with some spots, some black spots on a gray colored wings, also pretty invisible, sitting on stems of trees or just on some plants. Many species are dangerous for agricultural crops. And under the angle, so they're sitting. In some cases, moths were coming, they're just shocked by very strong light. They were attracted by the light. If they have a place to sit nearby, they can sit carefully and just being shocked by the very strong light of a lamp. But in some cases, even big or small moths crowding around and moving very quickly. These are very careful, just sitting carefully. And I use the opportunity to record small videos about them before they fly away. So they're alive, so I didn't collect them for collection, just for recording video. So that's why I recorded them in different time and at different nights, by the way. And it was quite hard to record them somewhere on 1 or 2 p.m. on 1 a.m. No, just at midnight, somewhere in midnight, over midnight. 1 hour midnight or 2 hours after midnight. Because before it was not so dark, but then the best insects were flying somewhere after midnight. And so I was collecting them maybe up to 2 o'clock midnight. Again, family Noctuidae, very common, so hairy, so covered with very nice scales. These are not hairs, these are scales. Looks like hairs. Looks like very hairy sheep, by the way. And with very good adaptive colors to be invisible somewhere on plant. Many species of moths have so strong adaptations to be invisible, but of course it depends from the place. The most important predators for them are birds, so birds can find them easily because they can recognize them easily, even despite their very nice mimicry. Here you see head with distinctive eyes and antennae, so this probably female with very thin, tiny antennae, and males they have a different antennae, or legs with some horns, very long scales. The size about 2-3 centimeters size, not more, but with hairy abdomen, and many species have a very interesting coloration of hind wings. first pair of wings usually just gray, white, and the most colorful are hind wings, hidden hind wings, like red striped butterfly with red strips, which we watched before. Like this one, you see. And with some white spots on the first wings, and trying to escape. And I was using aquarium for collecting them, so they were falling down inside aquarium. I put light trap on a small aquarium, about 10 liters maybe, so insects were attracted to the light, and just under the light was standing aquarium with transparent glass. So that's why insects were falling down inside aquarium, were crawling around, or just sitting inside aquarium waiting and searching how to escape. And I have collected them for recording videos. Again, moths of a family Noctuidae, just buzzing with wings. This another one. It's probably a bigger one, about 3 centimeters, a very colorful one, but with closed wings, not so colorful, just only hairy. I do not touch them in this moment, because if you touch the insect, sometimes insect will try to escape and fly very quickly. So I recorded the shape of the thorax and coloration to recognize these nice hairs on the body. On the right side you see head with wings, head with eyes and very tiny antennae, and first pair of legs, and hairy thorax, very hairy thorax. And this is quite important. Agricultural pests, caterpillars sitting in different agricultural crops, but we were so amazing coloration and so funny hairs on the wings, like some horns. Looks like horns, very adaptive coloration. So it looks like some pieces of stems or some kind of leaves, so making this insect practically invisible on plant, or sitting somewhere in daytime, because in daytime these moths are inactive, so we need to wait until the evening. And so they're active in evening time and night time. In the daytime they're becoming practically invisible, because they have so adaptive coloration and shape of body. So very nice shape of body, looks like a small stone or just like a dry leaf, practically invisible. This one is trying to come to the light, just a little bit buzzing with wings, so not so happy, because light is very strong, making irritating this moth, or just becoming shocked. Too much light for this moth. So just close zoom. In a close zoom we see head, 3 pairs of legs with horns, and very tiny antennae. Buzzing, making it very active. A little bit cleaning and then just flying away. Cleaning and flying away. Yeah, this one. And these are white with spots, very common in the beginning of June. Very nice moths, quite difficult for identification, but we are making big colonies if there is a special nest, like a web nest with many individuals, maybe even 100 caterpillars can be in one nest. And also this is a black spots, this kind of adaptation to make it invisible. This family is making common position with open wings, with spread wings all upward. And this is a male with very large antennae. You see, not very thin, but with very large, with serration. Very special shape of her wings. This moth are coming especially in beginning of June, and then later there is no generation because they lay eggs, and there are some only caterpillars. Maybe second generation will come somewhere in August only. Several generations should be 2-3 generations per 1 year in some southern areas. Okay. Very tiny spots, white color and black spots. These are different tiny and big moths which were collected in the summertime. So many species can be coming, but not always the same in different time, in different days, or to be precise, in different nights, because some insects can be hatching or just flying away from one place to another, searching for host plant. So in this case, occasionally they can come. Very nice moth, very colorful, size about 5 mm, not very small, big, just 5 mm moth. Very nice. Probably Litocoletidae, or Gracillariidae, mining moths, common mining moths, living somewhere under the epidermis inside the leaves of different plants, with hairy head and hairy wings. Caterpillars living inside leaf, not on the leaf, but inside the leaf in the mines, in special holes under the epidermis. Many very small, tiny leaf mining moths can be collected because, for instance, like a chestnut mining moth or a Gracillariidae, a certain time, in time of the hatching emergence. But this was not the time of Gracillariidae moth, but some of them were still coming, because many different plants usually planted in the city, so each plant has a very special fauna of different insects which are feeding on different plants. So that's why the biodiversity of night moths can be different in different areas, and it depends from the time. So different species of moths. This was dancing. This was very nice dancing moth. Under the strong light. Doesn't matter which place she appeared, she was coming around making a dance. That's why some beetles were crawling around beetle. And this very nice dancing moth. Looking around and dancing. And crawling very quickly and flying away. So that's why I need to be very attentive and very fast to try to record it attentively, because this moth was dancing and moving very quickly from one place under the lamp to another place. So I was moving with my camera from one place to another place, and I didn't catch them, so I didn't need them for investigation. I recorded them only this family, probably Gillichidae, with special hairs on head on the left side of the screen. Many species are pests of stored products. Some dry fruits and dry products of a vegetable origin. So they can infest some of your products, like dry bread, dry cakes in a storage supermarket. If they can come to the shop in summertime through the open window, you can come through a window and you can find easily somewhere some food like cakes, dry fruits, or some another vegetable products, dry products. So the female will lay eggs and make a kind of very high infestation of your product. So be careful about it. Or some flour, or some cakes, pasta, rice or cereals. So that's why these guys can come as unexpected moths for your house or your just superstore. Be careful about. This one is practically not dangerous, only can make some danger in a garden and an orchard. Can damage some caterpillars, can make damage of leaves. But the infestation usually not very high. It's only, it can be easily located. What coloration of this? It looks like a leopard. Like a leopard coloration. You see, to make it very bright white with tiny black spots, and size about 1 centimeter, quite a big one. There are many species of parasitoids which are living on caterpillars, so that's why population of these moths are usually highly suppressed by parasitoids. Not so many specimens can emerge from pupa. Just many individuals are parasitized by calcid wasps and ichneumoniid wasps, by parasitoids. But if you collect on light trap, they are coming from different places, so you can imagine that so many of them. But on one same plant, on same tree, infestation usually is very highly suppressed by natural parasitoids from the order Hymenoptera. So Hymenopterous parasitoids are feeding on these caterpillars and on pupa of these moths. And this is a moth of the family Noctuidae, female with open antennae, crawling around and flying very quickly, with hairy scales, very long, very hairy scales. And I'm making a kind of wind to show you just some activities of this moth. So I made wind, so you can see this looks like a windy. But it was not windy, but I did it for special purpose. So far, so good. You have recognized so many species. And here you can use this email for your questions. You can send your private message on my email. You can ask questions about insects, about Ukraine, about nature in Ukraine, where I am now. This is my private email. So it's quite easy to communicate through email for private messages. You can also visit this is my email for people who can use email easily. And you can also visit my Patreon page for donations. You can visit my membership bottom under the screen to press join under the screen. And of course, if you are on Gmail, or you can write comments. Dmitry is on Gmail. He is a common visitor, yes, so he has an opportunity to write questions under this video. No, I'm speaking in English for wide audience, for American audience, for English audience, not for another audience. For people who doesn't know English, so no, it doesn't matter. So no problem. And also video doesn't need any explanation. I can explain some families in English and in Latin name. Families name are in Latin, easily to understand. Noctuidae, Staphylinidae, Nitidulidae, Scarabidae, and so on and so forth. And also you need to know that English is the international language which is widely spread all around the world, and I wish all Russian students immigrate from Russia to United States of America for better life. I guess so it will be better for them, and they will remember me forever, but they have been emigrated, or from another countries as well, because the situation is going not in the best for this federation. Because gladiolus, as we say in some stories. Why? So learn English, speak English, write English, understand English, and don't forget, Ukraine is forever. Looking forward to see you soon on my channel again. Welcome to next stream. If you like insects, good luck. If you don't like insects, not good luck. If you like Ukraine, good luck. If you are not from Ukraine, go off from this channel. This channel is for Ukrainian audience and for Russian audience and for international audience who can speak, understand, listen to, hearing English, who can write in English, and don't worry about it. Enjoy yourself, enjoy English, enjoy nature and insects and entomology. Good luck and see you soon on my channel. Bye bye. Good luck.